There are no adjustable rate car loans, but loan terms, well, they're getting longer and longer. So how can you make these loans work for you and your budget? Philip Reed from Edmunds.com. You know what's interesting about this topic is that people spend all kinds of time thinking about what they're paying for the car, but they don't think about how they're paying the loan. Yeah,
that's absolutely right. You know, people actually go on a car lot, they get very excited about the car. They really only start thinking about the car loan when they get into signing the contract, and that puts them at an enormous disadvantage.
Now, we're hearing about 7-year car loans. I got to say, stretching out that debt over that period of time sounds like a bad idea. What do you think?
I think it's a terrible idea. I think a 5-year car loan for purchasing a car is not as acceptable, given how expensive cars are these days. And if you're going to be leasing, we recommend a 3-year lease. But the longer you stretch it out, you run the risk of becoming way upside down at the beginning of the loan, and also probably by the end of the car loan, you're just going to hate that car.
No kidding. You know, you lose about 20% of the value of the car as soon as you drive it off the lot. So, you know, financing that much over that period of time, what are the automakers hoping to get out of this?
Well, obviously, they want to keep the factories churning out new cars. They want to get those cars into the hands of the consumer. So they're always scrambling for a way and new ways to finance cars so that they can fit into the household budget. The price of cars has been rising steadily in relationship to the annual earning power of most families. So it becomes more and more difficult to do this.
Well, are we keeping those cars longer? I mean, it might make sense if you kept your car 7, 8, 10 years.
Well, no. Actually, statistics show that we're keeping it shorter periods of time, that we're going into a sort of a shorter car ownership cycle. So, no, it definitely reflects more the cost of the car than our user habits.
Overpaying, how do I keep from doing that?
Well, it's a good idea to consider financing before you even really begin. Consider whether you want to lease or buy, and then make a very smart decision about the car. You need to pull up a car, for example, on Edmunds.com that you're interested in, but then make sure you look at competing vehicles. There's a lot of new cars out there, and sometimes people are just unaware of what they have to choose from.
Okay. What about the critical things you need to remember before you sign?
Well, you should know the terms of the loan. You should know the length of the loan. You should have, before you go near a car dealership, you should know the percentage that you deserve. In other words, you need to know what your credit score is and what kind of a loan you qualify for. It's not a bad idea to talk about getting pre-approved financing before you go to a dealership. And then when you're at the dealership, if they can beat those terms, let them do it. But at least in this way, you're covered.
All right, Philip Reed from Edmunds.com. Great website and great advice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jerry.